Start the show, right? Greetings, imagination connoisseurs. Once again, it is I, your Duke of Dope Discourse, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I invite you to watch and listen to the Designing Hollywood podcast, brought to you by Martika Ibarra and the great, legendary Hollywood costume designer, Marilyn Vance. I am afforded the wonderful opportunity of co-hosting the show. If you are interested in the magic of Hollywood, the design of Hollywood, the clothes of Hollywood, watch the Designing Hollywood podcast, available wherever you get your podcasts from, or find the video version on YouTube. That's right, the Designing Hollywood podcast. Why would you ever want to miss it, especially if you love the movies?
Tango Shalom is now available on all VOD
major platforms. I think we messed that up.
Video on demand, or as they say in the trade, VOD.
VOD. Tango Shalom is now available on all VOD platforms,
which means
video on demand.
Look how you know. You must be a high school graduate.
I'm a college graduate.
Really?
Yes.
I got an honorary degree from Hofstra. Did you get an honorary degree?
No, I got a degree.
Oh, well, I got honorary. You know, I'm in the Jewish Museum.
What for?
What do you mean? As a famous Jew in the Bronx. I'm in the famous...
I'm in the Prospect Park in the Stones.
How big is the stone?
Well, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. That's actually the not right opening for the show. But anyway, it is me, your Duke of Dope Discourse, your Pharaoh of physical media, Robert Meyer Burnett, and I am here with episode, 48 of Let's Get Physical Media. But let's face it, no one comes to this show to see me. You can see me on other shows. The reason that you come here is for everyone's favorite trash Panda, the greatest German perhaps who ever lived. Mr. Dieter Bastian, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. Dieter, how are you?
Well, Rob, Arden sent in a nice diamond in a rough sticker already, and she informed me about the title of the show. And unfortunately, Rob, you're totally right. COVID is back with a vengeance here in Germany. The numbers are way higher than they ever been before. Why? I can't tell you. But let's not talk about COVID, okay? So let's say, greetings, imagination connoisseurs. D-Day here. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. And welcome to the B&B Motel for Let's Get Physical Media, where we show, of course, physical media. So let's get back immediately to last week, because I did something wrong, Rob. I did show, that big package, but my friend Glenn told me that I didn't show it completely, because what I forgot is that you can pull it out this way too.
Ooh, look at that.
That
one ring to rule them all and one ring to bind them. And in the darkness bind them, right? Whatever.
So you have it really the long way.
I have to tell you, Dieter, I didn't purchase that. Did not buy it. Didn't buy it.
We want to give a complete showing, so you can put it, this way, and then, like I showed, the complete long version. And my friend Glenn informed me that I forgot about it. So it's not always good to open something on the show and don't look beforehand how you can handle it. Okay, Rob, I know there was Disney Plus Day, but for me there was only one news that had nothing to do. It had to do with Disney Plus Day, but not what they announced. It was an information a few days earlier, which I thought was great on one hand, but I was sad on the other hand. On the other hand, do you know what I was talking about, Rob?
You know what? I don't presume to know what goes on
Okay.
in your head, Dieter, so I'm going to have to ask you, sir. I need you to tell me.
Disney is putting out, 13 MCU movies with the IMAX
Yes. Okay.
enhanced aspect ratio.
Yeah.
And we always treasured our 3D discs, and we always wanted to have Infinity War and Endgame.
Especially with the yes.
Yeah. And now we have that on streaming, so probably, Rob, in all honest to God, I will probably not put the disc in anymore. Because I think if you have seen it in the IMAX aspect ratio.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That was Dieter Bastian, and Let's Get Physical Media. It's my show now. I'm Robert Meyer Burnett. We don't have anyone named Dieter Bastian who talks about he's not putting in a disc. What the hell you're not putting in a disc? That's like telling a woman you're not going to put... Oh, wait, that's different. Why would you... Come on, don't say that. But you know what? Jokes aside, you're not wrong. And
considering Infinity War and Endgame are completely open, not only for some scenes.
Yeah. And I have to say that, especially because at the beginning of the movie, the scene on the Asgardian ship when you first reveal Thanos and he fights Thor and the Hulk, it's really noticeable because he's taller. And so for those of you who don't know what we're talking about,
what are you talking about?
Disney announced that one of the things that we've seen on, for instance, say Christopher Nolan home video releases from Warner Brothers, when he started shooting things like The Dark Knight and the opening heist sequence when the Joker and his minions rip off a bank, that was entirely shot in IMAX. So the IMAX ratio is it's higher and it's not widescreen. It's IMAX ratio, which is much more square, but it gives you a lot more, it fills the frame. So there's an effect there. Now, Warner Brothers, because people like George Feltenstein made sure this happened, Warner Brothers would release their physical media using the change in aspect ratio. And so when you were watching the movie, it would change it up. So when something went into the IMAX ratio, you would get the full frame. Disney started doing the same thing. They were shooting certain sequences in IMAX, and they did not duplicate that on their home video releases. They didn't.
Only the 3D Blu-rays.
Oh yes, that's correct. Which of course we're no longer getting in the United States. I mean, if you want Black Widow, as Dave Hargrove would say, you have to go to Japan and spend an exorbitant sum of money to get Black Widow in 3D.
Yeah.
So what has happened is Disney partnered up with IMAX, and and what's really frustrating is this has been in the works. They now Dieter, that's not to say that Disney will not make a big deal and re-release these movies with the IMAX ratio. And in movies like Infinity War and Endgame, it's really noticeable because sometimes the top of Thanos' head is clipped. And it's really cool.
At the moment, we are trying here to do the show just above the head, both of us. But considering Endgame, it was more here on the
yeah,
brow.
I mean, you got Thanos like this, as opposed to this.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate, and that was one of, I think, Disney was actively trying to piss off physical media owners. They were not providing aggressive Atmos mixes on their home video releases, nor were they doing these IMAX versions. And this was very intentional on their part. They were putting this stuff out in 4K in steelbooks, but they weren't giving you all the special features, and they were doing all kinds of shenanigans. But now Disney Plus has teamed up with IMAX. They made a big deal of it. I think, is it 13 or 14 movies
13.
now?
And the only one that surprised me, Rob, is the first Iron Man is in that list. That is the only one that surprised me.
Well, you know what? I don't think that's real. I think that because it was not, there's no way that they were shooting part of Iron Man in IMAX. I don't think they were.
For me, it was all the other titles we know from the 3D releases. But for the first Iron Man, I thought, whoa, wait, first Iron Man, okay.
Lying
But I haven't
liars.
checked it. I haven't checked it. So it was great news on one end. On the other end, God damn it.
Well, I had a lot of people. A lot of people did write me, and
Yeah.
a lot of physical media collectors. And the whole point of physical media is you want to get the best versions of the movie possible. And this is Disney saying, F that.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the only way you can get the best versions possible. And unfortunately, this is the future. And it's unfortunate. I mean, I really love, I think I must have 65 different Marvel discs. I have all the movies, then I have the 3D versions and Steelbook and 4K versions. And I mean, it's crazy. And I really like all of those discs. But now, I want to keep buying them, but it's frustrating to see that they're doing this.
Even Shang-Chi is in the IMAX aspect ratio. And next week or in 2 weeks, we'll get probably our 4K, which will be completely 235. And I know there are people who loving it more without changing the aspect ratio. But to my knowledge, Disney provides both versions on their streaming service.
Yes, they
You
do.
don't have to watch the IMAX version if you don't like the shifting aspect ratio.
Well, I mean,
considering Infinity and Endgame, there is no shifting. They are completely open. The whole running time.
Yeah, I mean it's frustrating. I mean, we know we're living in the end times. That physical media, boutique companies are going to keep, like my beloved Second Sight, who put out Dawn of the Dead. Thank you, boys, for doing that. They found the 3.5 hour work print or whatever version of Martin they found. They're going to put that out. You've got 88 Films. You've got Arrow. Although Arrow, I'm pissed at you, and we'll get to that. But really, I'm really angry with Arrow. Really angry. And you have one job, and you didn't do it. Actually, you have two jobs. You've got make great discs and also send them when they're ordered off your fucking website, you fucking morons. And I will read the answer I got back from them. So, Arrow, you're on my shit list for a while. I love you. God love you. But let's just get right to it now. I have a grievance.
Get to it, Rob.
So I spent £250 on your website, and I ordered 6 discs at once, and some of them hadn't come out yet, and so it was split into 2 orders. One of the orders I received. The other order, you sent me an email detailing the whole order, and you say it's going to get shipped, and one of those was like the 4K Cat of Nine Tails 2 Argento films. I never got them. Not only did I not get them, but my order was wiped, as was many of my past orders, wiped from my records on your website. So I wrote you a letter. I'm like, yo, where are my goddamn discs, motherfuckers? And I got a letter back that says, hello, Robert. Thank you for getting in touch about the delivery of order, blah, 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 blah. I'm really sorry to hear that you've not received this. So that we can resolve this for you quickly, can you confirm the following? Your delivery address, another member of your household has not signed for the delivery on your behalf. A neighbor has not signed for the delivery on your behalf. If the items are out of stock, then a refund will be issued. If your item is not with a neighbor or another household member, please reply to this message at your earliest convenience so that we can begin an investigation. Okay, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. You switched your servers. Don't put the onus on me. I know when I order things and when I get them. Don't sit there. Are you sure no one else signed for in your house? Yes, you douchebags. I do know. I spent lots of money with you people over the last couple of years. I ordered something. I've received many confirmations. You think I haven't ever gotten an order from you? And you guys fucked up. And don't send me an email and wondering or asking me, well, Robert, are you sure that a neighbor didn't sign for your package? Yes, motherfuckers, I'm sure. You're on my shit list, Arrow. I want my 4K discs, the ones I paid for. It's not my problem. You migrated your shit to a different server and fucked everyone. Make it right. Make it right. As a matter of fact, I'll apologize to you publicly if I get my goddamn 4K Argento discs. I get the order that I actually sent you. I sent you a screen capture of the actual order itself, all you have to do is go on your server. Oh, wait, you didn't. You migrated your server, so all of those orders were obliterated. And you're asking me if I have to check with my goddamn neighbors? Fuck you. Fuck you, Arrow.
Well. Some shenanigans they pull.
Well, you know what? They know what they did. And I understand, like, there's lots of things, there's lots of injustices in the world, but this is money that I've already spent. You know, I ordered these things months ago. I got half my order. Arrow has been very good. I order things from their sales. I love Arrow. Love them. But this is bullshit. You know, it's like, you guys should have looked in. You could easily tell I sent you a screen cap of the actual order. It shows that my order wasn't sent. Wasn't sent. Half the order was not sent. So don't sit there and ask me in your form letter, "Oh, are you sure you didn't check with your neighbors?" Yeah, I'm sure. I live in LA. No one talks to their neighbors. And I've had things, I even had a hot toy delivered to one of my neighbors accidentally, and they brought it over, even though I've never talked to them. So it's bullshit, and I'm pissed, and I want my goddamn discs, and I gave you money months ago. Just saying.
And to my knowledge, you're not the only one with.
Yeah, I'm not the only one, and they know there's a problem. So don't send me a form letter after I took the time to get all of my documentation, all my ducks in a row, and I'm like, here's my problem. Where are my goddamn discs that I paid for? And they're saying, well, if we're out of stock. Yeah, you're probably out of stock because you make collectible discs, and when they sell out, and then I don't want to have to pay twice as much on the secondary market because you fucked me. I'm pissed, Arrow.
Let's hope they get back on track with the orders.
You know, I know you were bought by Zavvi. You know what? Zavvi gets me my stuff on time. Don't have a problem with them. And they're your owners, Arrow.
I don't know how the switching to another service is working. Perhaps they should have...
They should send you the orders when you order. Here's an idea, Arrow. When you place orders on your website, me as a customer, longtime customer, we should get the orders we pay for. How about that? You didn't send it to me because you had shenanigans with your website, and you never called up. Not only that, all of my old orders aren't on your website. I can't go back and like I can with Amazon and go, ooh, what did I buy 20 years ago? All of my past orders from you, except for 2, are gone, obliterated. So I can't even call you up and go, hey, I'm a longtime customer. Someone will go, no, you've made 2 orders with us. Really?
No.
Angry, Dieter, angry.
Perhaps they should have stopped taking orders for a while before they're switching to another server.
Yeah, and if there was a problem, how about, I guess they sent out emails, but they didn't send one to me. You know why? Because all of my old orders were obliterated, and the only ones they had listed for me were placed years ago. So they're like, well, that guy doesn't buy from us anymore. Really? Thanks a lot, Arrow. Thank you.
Let's hope they get back on track.
Anyway, therein lies the end of my rant.
Yeah. for Arrow. Considering, I have to ask again, Rob, did you finish Violation?
I have not. I have not. I apologize. I've had all this crazy work to do, but this week I'm catching up.
Have you called Adam Robitel?
Yes, I know. I want to have Adam Robitel come on the show. What did you think of Escape Room 2?
I liked it. Was not as good as the first one, but I told you the 2 versions are really different, and I just can't decide which I like more.
Interesting.
You know, and if you watch the longer version of the movie, you know, you always told us get in the end credits, and in the end credits you read Deborah and Wall, but she's in the longer version only in a flashback scene. You know, and I thought, well, she's up there with Rob, getting her own credit for actually not being in the movie, just in the flashback scene. But if you watch the
wait a minute, I don't get credit for not being in a movie. I only get credit for being in movies.
In movies, and if you watch the theatrical version, she is actually in the movie. So I just want to know from Adam which was the script version, which was planned, which was changed, because I can't decide actually which version I prefer. And then I got my exchange steelbook for nobody,
Nice.
so no dent anymore.
Did you have to send back the dented version?
Yeah, that is
Because I would have taken that off your hands,
yeah, but it was dented, Rob.
I know, but it's still I could have just said it's more authentic because he got in a fight. He used that Blu-ray or the 4K to smash someone in the face.
The only good thing was, since the yellow, you couldn't detect it immediately. You had to really look closely. But Amazon at the moment wants that you send the stuff back. They are not at that point where they say, "Oh, keep it, just keep it."
Even though they should be.
Yeah.
So you can send it to your boy Rob in L.A., bruh.
The stuff back, correct. Rob, I have not the option to get it. Did you see Rocky IV, the new version, the director's cut who has come out?
Dude, I've been slacking. I didn't. Did you? You know what? I have to say though, I've read a lot.
I have no option, Rob, to get it anywhere.
You can't VPN that shit? Apple TV? What's up?
No, I don't know. As far as I know, it's on Amazon.com for buying. I don't know if it's on any normal streaming service.
I haven't watched it, but I've heard mixed things. People are not resounding like, this is so much better.
No, what I heard was mostly the most people like the theatrical version more. And it's a little bit of a wrong promotion to say it's 40 minutes different, because the running time is not really that different.
No, I thought it was going to be 40 minutes. Like, to be honest, I mean, I don't know where all the love of Rocky IV comes from. Like, I'm a huge Rocky fan. I love Rocky 1, 2, and 3 are a great trilogy. I thought Rocky IV was ridiculous. And all the music videos, and the music was not that good. And it's interesting because I thought he was going to really significantly change the film, and apparently it's the changes are rather subtle, and then losing the robot means there's a lot of great exchanges in the film that were sort of lost. So
but you haven't seen it, just wanted to check. Okay,
I'm gonna buy that shit though, because I have all the Rocky movies on disc.
Then I watched on Amazon, I Know What You Did Last Summer, the series, and unfortunately can't recommend it. It wasn't really thrilling, I would say.
You know what I can recommend? Do you know what Elizabeth and I have been binging, and I've become obsessed with it?
Okay.
The Great British Baking Show. No bullshit.
Okay.
I want to be Paul Hollywood when I grow up.
On what streaming service?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
The great it's baking. It's Brits and they're baking. But I have to say, season 8 got a little mean-spirited. Season 8's a little. I don't know who's going to win yet. By the way,
Season 8?
Yeah, don't put it in the thing. If you fucking tell me who's going to win season 8, I'm going to be pissed. We're getting down to the wire. Don't even. So.
Okay. Season 8. That's great to hear. And I started Arcane. But
how is Arcane? The League of Legends animated.
Yeah.
It's kind of the rival to Dota.
Amazing, Rob. Amazing. For me, it's the best animated show I've seen.
Wait a minute. It should be the second best. Second best,
Rob,
Dieter.
No, it is the best. It is the best animated show I've seen. Unfortunately, yes, Rob. There it is. The naked truth. And I'm totally thrilled with the series. But I only have watched the first 3. And the last.
No, I've heard it's quite good. And this is the point where I have to plug that Dota, Dragon's Blood, the series I worked on, season 2 is dropping in January.
Great. Awesome.
And we'll see, because I think we step up our game. We step up our game, Arcane.
But you have to really step it up, Rob. And what is great about Arcane, the episodes are mostly 40 minutes long. That was kind of surprising to me.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Our episodes are only 24 minutes long.
Yeah, this is no normal standard for an animated show, 22 minutes. So I was surprised to see 40 minutes. Damn.
Well, it's nice to know my boy Dieter supports the work I do. Thanks, buddy. At least you're honest. I mean, what I appreciate about you Germans, you're always honest.
Yeah, and Dota was great too, but Arcane is damn.
Wait, what?
Dota is great too.
Okay, that's all I need. I just need to hear. Wait, what? What?
Dora is great too.
Okay, it's good.
Okay.
All right.
I always ask you, when is the second season coming out? I don't know.
January.
Know. Okay, finally.
And by the way,
Finally.
it gets epic.
Okay, but I really can recommend Arcane. Really insane. And another animated show that started, but I haven't watched it. Blade Runner, Black Lotus has started.
I didn't realize that, and I need to get on that. I can't wait to see it. It looks like it's great.
I've read it in the live chat.
Is that on Amazon?
Started.
Where is that?
I believe it's on Adult Swim, so it
okay.
should be on HBO Max. Probably they have a hub for Adult Swim, so it could be there, but I could be wrong. So this was.
Oh my God! Wait. Stop
all
the presses, bro.
Yeah.
Chris C just sends in a super chat and says, "Hey Rob, I just wanted to give you a heads up that the Big Bad Toy Store has 1/7 scale black pink action figures." Okay, hang on.
You got to be fast, Rob.
I don't. Why 1/7 though? That's frustrating. Let me look.
That's a strange size.
Well, hang on. I have to write. You know what? I want, of course, La Lisa figure. Everyone knows that. I don't see them. Hang on. I'm looking. My Hero Academia. What the hell? Oh, bruh.
Are they to your liking?
No. Okay, I understand now. Now, okay. Let me just say, you know my love of La Lisa. So they have black pink action figures. I know this is the wrong show for this, but this is to me a fail. Okay? The whole purpose behind liking black pink is that they're hot Asian girls, and everyone loves hot Asian girls. Now, let me ask you, Dieter. This is a figure of La Lisa. Lisa. Here it is. I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is a black pink action figure? Talk about whitewashing. Epic fail. Not down. Will not buy. I'm angry. Not a fan. So I will not be
safe.
I will not be purchasing this figure. And I'll tell you why. In case anyone is wondering why I won't buy that. Why I won't buy such a figure. I mean, it's not hard to explain, and I can explain it very, very quickly why I won't be buying that action figure. That is now. Let me show you what Lisa, now legally to change her name to La Lisa, which is also the title of her solo album, which just dropped. Let me show you. Here is, Dieter, here is the real La Lisa from Blackpink. And here is her action figure. What the fuck, bruh? I mean, come on. If you want me to buy action figures, make them look like this, not like this. This is just not, I don't know what you're trying to tell me. I like this. I don't like this. Just saying. I mean, you figure it out.
Yeah.
Just saying,
like,
this action figure, Dieter, this action figure never recorded a solo album. La Lisa did. There you go. I just want to point that out.
It's more like someone in live chat said, that's comic washing.
You know what? I would love to have all a 1/6 scale lineup because I could add it. I'd put La Lisa right next to Freddie Mercury, who is right next to Jimi Hendrix, who is right next to John Lennon. I have Elvis coming. I've got Michael Jackson coming. I have Bob Marley coming. I have David Bowie coming. I mean, I'm building a great band in 6 scale. Just saying. I think I'm off topic.
Okay.
Have we talked about the fact that Kino Lorber, not only is Kino Lorber releasing To Live and Die in L.A., but they're saying it's going to come in summer of 2022. I'm like, bro, come on. They also announced Billy Wilder's Some Like It Hot. Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon in 4K. And my beloved Synapse, one of the great exploitation movies ever made. the Swedish film Thriller, A Cruel Picture. Quentin Tarantino famously based Daryl Hannah's character in Kill Bill off the character in this film. The uncut version of this movie has hardcore pornography in it. It was called, in America, when they brought it here, it's called They Call Her One Eye. They cut out all of the hardcore pornography. This movie is rough, dude. This is one of the great rape revenge films, probably the best rape revenge film of all time. It's fantastic. Synapse Don May, he didn't just rest on his laurels after Suspiria. He's putting this out. And also, look at this, bruh. Look at this. A special edition of Jet Li's The One is coming out. Pretty fantastic. A steelbook. Pretty neat. And, of course, an anniversary edition of Wayne's World. Wayne's World is coming out. That's pretty exciting. So there you go.
Yep. In the live chat, the Grassy Knowles informed me Black Lotus is on HBO Max, Rob. Blade Runner. Is on HBO Max.
That makes sense because it's Warner Brothers. So, yeah.
Yeah. For our watching purposes. So you've got the letter that you sent to Arrow or your response. I would say I read 2 letters from our perspective. That you did send me. The first two sides. And the first one comes from Brian Knight. And he says, Robert, I'm not sure if it's your show, Let's Get Physical Media. I've been on Blu-ray and DVD binge buying spree.
God bless you, sir.
It's not my doing. Okay, Brian? Well, some of the purchases to Blu-ray, the vast majority is finding older movies with special features, especially audio commentaries. The problem I have is some of my purchases from Europe don't list the region B code when listed on Amazon.
Right.
Many dealers put the region code in the title, and just as many don't. The cover art rarely shows the back of the DVD where the region code B code would be. The editorial reviews and product details do not include if the DVD is a region B. I have returned several movies because the code is not displayed. I really would like to buy and watch these movies, and the only solution would be to buy a region-free Blu-ray player. One topic that's coming up more than once here. So the question is, which of the Amazon region-free Blu-ray players for sale should I invest in? Either standalone or external DVD player for an HP laptop. I simply can't tell which one will work the best. Movies I have returned because they are not properly labeled: Play Dirty, Michael Caine, The Eagle Has Landed, Erotic Rites of Frankenstein,
Nice.
Demons from Jess Franco. I would really like to order the region B version of Little Lord Fauntleroy, starring
Fauntleroy,
Alec Guinness.
Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Patrick Stewart, Connie Booth, and Ricky Schroeder. This movie is a Christmas gem from the 1980s and was broadcast regularly on CBS during the holidays. That came from Brian. First up, Brian, DVDs were not coded to letters, they were coded to numbers when you're talking about DVDs. DVDs were coded 1 to 6, and Blu-rays are coded A, B, C.
C.
Yeah. Rob, do you have any recommendation considering region-free Blu-ray?
Well, I mean, as you and I both know, we have region-free players, and
Rob, I actually don't have. I have separate players for different regions.
oh well, look at you. I have a multi
A player and a code B player.
I have a multi-region player, but I have to tell you, even that I don't. You have to switch between them. My Oppo player, Oppo. I missed my Oppo player. I loved it. My Oppo player, you had to. It was kind of a long process. The Sony multi-region player I have now is one button. You hit one button, and it switches regions. I would just recommend getting a multi-region player. And, I mean, it might be not the best. You might not like this, but I'm actually going to get... Well, now I have my PlayStation 5. So my PlayStation 5 is my dedicated Region A player, and my multi-region player, which is... I don't have any Region C discs. I only have Region B or...
Actually, what comes with Region C, Rob?
Russia?
Okay.
Russia, there's it's like that, and I don't have any Region C discs, so I don't have the need. So I've got my Sony multi-region player is always set to Region B, and then I just have them both plugged into the TV. So all I have to do is switch which input it's on and play my disc. Because I would say probably 10% of my collection is from different regions. And of course, Japan, unlike with DVDs, Japan is Region A. So Asian discs, Japan and Korea and China are Region A, and I've bought an extraordinary amount of Asian discs. So to have those, I would just recommend getting it. And I know my Sony player is cheap as shit. It's like a little tiny plastic square, but it is multi-region. It plays everything. It plays every single disc known to man, and it's like a workhorse. So it cost me like $300. I bought it from a mom and pop store in Chicago via Amazon, and their service was, I don't remember the name. I give them mad props. They were great to deal with. Loved them. And they even followed up, and they sent me an email and asked if my purchase was to my liking. Arrow.
Take an example, from it. And considering, Brian, sometimes even the covers are not labeled correctly. Sometimes you get a disc that says it's only code A, but it's region 3.
Yeah,
possible too.
Well, people should know that currently 4K discs, for the most part, with a few exceptions that I've heard about, 4K discs are region free.
Yeah.
But there are a few
finally,
exceptions.
Rob, we got rid of that, of the region coding. So this was from Brian Knight. And the next one, Rob, is of course from our Guinness Book of Records holder, Omar.
No, did Omar send us a letter, Dieter?
Correct. And he says, "Hi Rob and guten Abend, Dieter. When movies get put onto home media, we will sometimes see there being commentaries. This happens depending on the director, as filmmakers like Steven Spielberg, Clint Eastwood, M. Night Shyamalan, David Lynch, and Joe Johnston don't do them because they don't like them. With that, I would like to know both your thoughts on commentaries. I always go back and forth on this. On one hand, I don't mind seeing them, since we can see what the directors were trying to do and what they were thinking when shooting certain scenes. On the other hand, I would rather watch the movie and not hear a commentary to go on in the background. That's just me, but I don't know about the two of you. Thanks, live long and prosper, Omar." Omar commentaries for me are really a nice addition, considering special features. But you have, like movies, you have good ones, mediocre ones, and bad ones. The bad ones are something like more of an audio description what is happening in the movie. But I know what is happening in the movie. I want to hear about the making, about the thought process that went into making the movies. And considering I watched last week The Guest, and The Guest has a new audio commentary with Adam Wingard. Mostly commentaries
that's
are
the
done,
second sight version of The Guest?
correct. Mostly, Rob can correct me on this. Mostly commentaries are done before the movie is even being released. But
Well,
am I correct?
let me just say that that's something that happened that evolved later. But to me, the best commentaries are the commentaries. First of all, I love commentaries. But even some of my favorite filmmakers, like William Friedkin, God bless you, sir. I love William Friedkin. His commentaries are not good.
No.
Because he's the king of describing what's going on screen.
Yeah.
and what you want, like some of the great commentaries of all time, Conan the Barbarian, John Milius and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at my friend Sven. There's my friend Sven.
Exactly.
It's hysterical. John Carpenter and Kurt Russell getting hammered doing Escape from New York. You can hear them like drinking beers or whatever. To me, and I love commentaries like Tim Lucas, Video Watchdog's Tim Lucas does great commentaries. A lot of, dude, you know what I don't have? You know what I don't have in hand? And I'm embarrassed. I do not have the BFI 4K of The Seventh Seal. Why? I don't know. I have two things to show today. I have my Criterion order out there. Once Upon a Time in China, 1, 2, and 3. What's up? Don't have it. Seventh Seal from BFI, 4K. What's up? But there's a film historian. I'm actually, her name eludes me, but she actually does great commentaries. She's on that. I love commentaries after the fact, so filmmakers can opine about how their movies were critically received, or with their legacy in terms of where they're at, in terms of what is the cultural significance of this film. I've recorded a few audio commentaries myself as a DVD producer. I mean, one of my favorites, I love doing a commentary with John Ottman, the editor and composer for The Usual Suspects. And that was on my Usual Suspects. It was only out on the DVD in my hour-and-a-half documentary that I produced I worked on it with Dave Parker and Carrie David, and who's a documentary filmmaker in her own right. And, so I love commentaries when they're good.
Yeah, and the new one on The Guest, Adam Wingard and his, I thought it's Simon Barry who wrote the movie, did delve a little bit more, like you said, how was the movie received with test screenings and something like that. They can go a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
When as they did with the first commentary, they did.
100%.
And Rob, of course, Rennie Harlan does good commentaries too.
You know what? I'll give it up for Rennie. But where's Prison? Come on, Rennie. Where's Prison? One of my favorite movies you made. I want Prison on 4K.
Probably out of his hands, considering the rights.
I know I can't get your favorite movies, Free Enterprise. I can't get that on 4K or HD.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Unfortunately. Okay. One next letter is from Brian Knight again. Oma and Brian are switching back and forth, and he writes, Rob and Dieter read a letter about the movie Burbs, and the author of the letter, it was Tom Jr. Jackson, if I remember correctly, referred to the movie as a black comedy, amateur.
You can't say that anymore. That's racist.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. It's not. I don't know if it is. Someone's probably going to say it is.
If you want the blackest of black comedies, I would suggest two movies. The Magic Christian, starring Peter Sellers and Ringo Starr. If greed is good, making greedy people look foolish is great. That's
a great movie. I love that movie.
The Magic Christian. The second movie, Water, starring Michael Caine, Billy Connolly, Brenda Vaccaro, Dick Shawn, Fred Quinn, Jimmy J.J. Walker, Valerie Perrin, and guest spots of Ringo Starr and George Harrison. Evil corporations, guerrilla fighters, Peter, and mineral water. Filmed in the 1980s and still relevant today. Yep. That was two recommendations.
Those are both very astute, very offbeat recommendations. I don't know if those films are on physical media. I don't own either one of them, but I'd love to. Those are great recommendations, sir.
Yeah, Water and The Magic Christian. Recommendations from Brian, considering black comedies. Okay, Rob, a little bit physical media. What did you get this week?
Well, speaking of Zavi, I got, I do have a love of anime. We both do. Yeah. I got this delightful surprise.
Ooh,
this is the Neon Genesis Evangelion box set.
Nice.
And this is one chonky box. So I haven't delved into it, but it's got 3 discs. It's got the original series. It's got the movies, not the new movies, but it's got the 4 new films. But it also comes with first of all, here's the thing I want to know. So obviously, we know that Neon Genesis Evangelion has been redubbed, and they've done a whole. I don't know which versions. I would imagine it's the original versions. I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it, but. We'll see. I mean, this is one of my favorite mecha giant robot anime series of all time. The people that know. It's very interesting. It's very existential. The meaning of this show and the way it ended was not happy. People weren't happy with it. Then they made another movie. And this box set is pretty dope. And what's really interesting is I have a beautiful DVD box set Evangelion that was very coveted. It was very sought after because they made very few of them, and it's a great set. And with the popularity, so I haven't even looked at this, but I did get this from Zavi, and I was very excited about it.
On Amazon, is that a new show or new movies that I stumbled
Okay,
across? Help me out.
Amazon.
Help me a little bit
Okay,
about
the movie on Amazon is the fourth. There's an Evangelion. Let's call it the Evangelion renewal. Let's call it that.
Okay.
And the original creator went back and who's directing things like I think Shin Godzilla, went back and it's kind of a retelling of the story in a different way. And so Amazon had the worldwide exclusive to the fourth movie in that reboot. Where is that physical media? Don't know, as the drinker would say. I don't know. I really want it because I have the other three, and it took like 10 years to get all four of these movies out. I loved the fourth movie. If you want to see some bonkers shit, watch. I mean, it would make no sense to you if you watch the fourth movie without watching the first three, or the series. But the series is up there. I guess it's the series on. I guess it's on Amazon, right?
I just stumbled across it. Was a promotion, and I watched. I know what you did last summer before the show, and I thought, okay.
Oh, it's the fourth movie. I really liked it. I thought it was great. It's bonkers. It's crazy. But so this is the original series. This is a beautiful box set.
This comes from England, Rob.
This is the English version. Yes, I got it from Zavi. It is, and it does. In addition to the show, it comes with a series art cards, which I haven't even opened, and then it comes with a pretty. I love these like matte finish books. This book is a detailed. This is a really actually. I read this entire book the other day. This is really good. I mean, this book really gets into the show and the characters and the angels and the different Evas, and it's really, really good. This box set is amazing, and I had ordered it from Zavi when it came out. The lovely Emma Bannon did offer to get it for me, but I had already ordered it, so she didn't have to do that. But yeah, so I got this from Zavi, and people used to mention I do have a whatchamajigger, a T-shirt. I have a Evangelion, a Nerve T-shirt. God isn't in the heaven and all is right with the world. But I don't know where that T-shirt is. It's somewhere. It disappeared. I mean, girls take shit in my house. Girls take socks. Dude, there's one thing that they don't tell you in life. Women steal socks. They lose all their socks, and I live in a house with 3 girls. Socks disappear. I have no more socks left. I'm like, where do they go? I don't know. I didn't take them. I washed my socks. They're gone. Put them in my drawer. They're gone. All the socks. But, but it's great. So I got that. And the other thing that I got this week, because none of the other things that I've ordered, Zavi has shipped me my Outsiders 4K set, but I did get this. I got the Cult.
Nice.
This is a Clockwork.
This is the fourth or fifth from Clockwork?
It's only the third.
Okay.
Oh no, it is the fourth. This is the fourth. I think it's my last Clockwork Orange. And again from Britain, I got this from Zavi. Hang on, I have to. It is Titans of Cult, which I believe is a Spanish company. I had to get this, and it comes with a. Well, let's open it, shall we? Let's see what's actually in this box.
They will do the same thing with Casino Royale and the Matrix.
Yeah.
And the Space Jam edition that I showed is under the same synonym, Cult of Titans.
This makes me. It comes with these pins.
Yeah.
I need to rock a denim jacket. I used to love denim when I was in college. I had my denim jackets because you could put pins on them. I think I need to go retro even as a middle-aged man, only to put my and this from the artwork, another pin. So this makes me want to just get a denim jacket to put these pins on because they're awesome. And then of course you've got a steelbook, and
nice.
Come on, dude. Look at that shit. Now the question is, Dieter.
Yeah.
I mean, this box is really cool, but do I take this out and put this in one of my favorite steelbook sleeves, or do I leave it? I guess I got to leave it.
I was contemplating the same thing with the Space Jam edition, because I only bought it for the steelbook, actually. So
that's why I bought this.
Will probably take it out.
Well, and the thing is, I think I should take it out and then buy a denim jacket. Like, I need a cool denim jacket, retro. You know, maybe I'll look like a grandpa, but you know what? I want to rock these pins, rock them hard. So that also, by the way, I also got this from Zavi. So thank you, Zavi. And by the way, coincidentally, Zavi has bought Arrow.
Yeah.
So what the fuck, Arrow? Can I talk about how disappointed I am in you? You did not hit a bullseye, Arrow. You did not.
No, definitely not. Okay, Rob. So I would say before I get into mine, let's just do quick the live chats from last week. Are not.
Well, hang on.
Many. Yeah.
There we go.
So one of the greatest names that I always read in the live chat is the coolest German name for me is Chris Stenftenage, you know. And he says, "Welcome back, Dieter. We missed you. Nice, Chris, to hear that." So let me just see what was Cole Armin says, Arrow changed their online shop recently, buyout by Savvy. Pre-order were lost. Because of the change, you have to reorder. There was a lot of talk about that on forums, you know.
Yeah, well, you know what? That doesn't change the fact that, like, I don't mind a little femdom action, but just tell me when you're going to fuck me in the ass, because I love it. Give me a little rim job first, but don't steal my goddamn money.
Yeah.
Arrow.
Perhaps they will get back to you with an email and sort
They
it
did
out.
get back to me, and they're like, "Did you check with your neighbors?"
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Cristo.
Yes, Jesus Christus. TBO Entertainment said, Matthias Schweighöfer is awful. Okay, TBO Entertainment. No argument there, I would say. Tom Jr. Jackson said, considering the character Dieter in Army of the Dead, I thought Dieter in the movie reminded me of Dieter. Tom Jr. Jackson, thin ice, young man. Unbelievable. Bill Barclay said, has Dieter seen Finch yet? Unfortunately, not, Rob. Did you have seen?
No, but I really want to see it.
With,
I just been too busy. I haven't watched anything this week except the Great British Baking Show.
Just it's Christmas time, so it's baking time.
It's Christmas time. You don't
Justin
have to
Toner.
be afraid.
Justin Toner said, maybe I'll finally get my copy of African Kung Fu Nazis. Good joke, Justin. Good joke.
No, it's right here. I have it. Hey, man, Mikey Lito's waiting for his To Live and Die in L.A. disc, too. I've got all kinds of discs. You know what? I've been cleaning up the Raw Observatory. It's all going out next week.
Okay. Oma asked Willow, how's your work? And Willow answered, it's all right, just really boring. So Willow, you and I park our shuttlecraft in the same shuttle bay, considering our work. It's really boring, okay? Jeffrey Mao answered to Victor Fontaine, I feel like I already buy too much trash already. That's not on my part, Jeffrey. That's not on my part if you buy too much.
Wait,
trash,
the chairman is talking about buying too much trash?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Let me get on camera and say Jeffrey Mao the chairman is a foundational member of the Post-Geek Singularity community. His taste is impeccable. Everything he buys is outstanding, and he should never doubt himself. Back to you.
But he does. I feel like I already buy too much trash already. Like all the Severin new announcements looked like super trash. Like the Grindhouse films that Grindhouse made fake trailers of. Okay. Jeff Assassin said, I need that version of Hard Target seriously, and I think he meant the French version.
The French version. You got to buy it from France, bruh. And you got to have a Region B player.
Correct. Homo erectus said, Dieter doesn't have to do the John Campea show. That's right, Homo erectus. Because if John would ask me, Dieter, what do you think about the trailer? I would say, I haven't watched the trailer. So, no, I have no place there, you know? So,
apparently, neither do I.
Considering that I try to stay away from trailers, so I haven't watched any stuff. Considering Stubble McShave's Wheel of Time series, and Stubble wrote in and wrote, I have dissected every microsecond of the Wheels of Time trailers.
That is
Dieter
not. Wait,
Dieter is
look.
better than me.
Well, hang on a second. I mean, listen, Dieter. Can you imagine? I mean, is it when Stubble McShave says he's dissected every microsecond?
Microsecond. Yeah.
I can actually. I picture that. I picture a 6'5" Swedish man in his apartment, just, I mean, literally with a magnifying glass, looking at his computer screen, and he's going through frame by frame. And you know what? I admire him. I'd be that guy too. That into that book series, you want to know what you're getting. Oh, and the thing is, you know what? For those of you who don't know, if you feel that the modern age is getting you down, people like Stubble McShave and their love for the Wheel of Time, it's kind of like what this whole channel is built on, which is the love of genre entertainment. Science fiction, fantasy, horror. You're an imagination connoisseur. Stubble McShave's love of the Wheel of Time is exactly what this entire channel is founded upon. And I think that we should all revel in his love of the show. Don't you?
Let me, Rob, Wheel of Time is starting next Friday. Am I correct?
Wheel of Time, yes, indeed, starting next Friday. That is true.
Does Amazon their usual stuff, 3 episodes and then 1 per week? Did we know something about it?
I am not sure. I don't know if it's weekly. I don't know how they're. I think Amazon maybe 3 episodes, and then they. Yeah. I mean, they seem to be going all in on this.
Okay.
All in on this.
Maybe. So fingers crossed, Stubble, for you.
Yeah.
Bill Barclay asked, "Is that the extended version of Underworld? You know, Rob has the 2. Yes, Bill Barclay, but it has both versions. It has the, it has the theatrical version and the extended.
You did
version.
Get the box set. Like I did.
Yeah, but I only picked out the first because Bill Barclay asked about does it come with the extended version? Yes, Bill Barclay, it comes with both versions.
In 4K, bro.
In 4K.
Yeah.
So you can watch the theatrical or the extended. Charlie the Unicorn said, giving me the Lost in Translation vibes from that cover, and of course he was talking about On the Rocks from Sofia Coppola.
Yeah, I mean, that is totally lost in translation.
Lost in translation.
Did you get that this week?
No, I showed it last week, Rob, but I haven't seen it, so I can't tell you anything about the movie. On the Rocks. And Brian Hepburn asks, that's the Jessica Biel version? Yes, Brian Hepburn, this was the remake. This was the Jessica Biel version.
Great box, though. Jessica Biel's got that great box for her Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Michael Lido asks, is there a German 4K release version of To Live and Die in L.A.? Michael Lido, no. At the moment,
but there's hey guys, I'm broadcasting. I'm live. People are pounding on the door. There is not, but there is a great media book that you gave me.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. You talk.
No problem.
You keep talking.
Okay. And our friend Stubble goes, considering 200 Watt Studio found I was a little bit aggressive last week. He's German. They are aggressive and salty. Okay. Dirty Soul Monkey, Rob should probably hear this. It is your fault, Rob. You got Stinky Tuna took down too. No one can get anything from them anymore. Keep your mouth shut. So it's probably good that he didn't hear that. Okay. So, and this was great. JPRPH1 said he could have worn that disco shirt that I sent him for Halloween and went as a Kurtzman truck fan, you know? So, and what's great, Brian Hepburn and Ron Sense said you can use the drive, the HD DVD drive from the Xbox 360 on the PC with a firmware hack. That's nice to know. Rob?
Yes.
Everything okay? Did you sort everything out?
Yeah, there's a painter here.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
Peter, your landlord. What is happening?
I didn't realize that our landlord is yes. For those of you who don't know, we don't own our house. We rent a house, and our landlord is here with a painter. So I didn't realize he was coming today at noon on a Sunday, but it's all good.
We'll go back, Rob, to some live chats, because considering there was talk about you, Dirty Soul Monkey, it is your fault, Rob. You got Stinky Tuna took down too. No one can get anything from them anymore. Keep your mouth shut.
Okay, you know what? I mean, I look over here and I think he doesn't have it yet. But oh wait, here's from Stinky Tuna. Here's Dieter's copy of The Abyss, the extended director's edition of the Abyss. It is not actually. You know what? When I was married once, and before I got married, I told my wife the important thing that all men should say to their wives to be. Or if you're going to get married to someone of the same sex, you should still say this to your spouse. And that is, it is always my fault. It's always my fault. But in the case of Stinky Tuna, keep my mouth shut, I do believe it probably was our fault. So what can I say? Don't know, as the drinker would say. Don't know.
No. Once again, GPRPH1, he said, considering the disco shirt, he could have worn the disco shirt for Halloween and went as a Kurtzman Trek fan.
Not even I would do that.
And Brian Hepburn said you can use the drive on a PC with a firmware hack. And Ron Sen said Xbox 360 HD DVD drive works with my Windows PC. So the old HD DVD drive that you could put on the Xbox 360, you can use still on the PC, they wrote.
Oh, there you go. By the way, can I just tell you a terrible secret?
Yeah.
I have my Xbox X.
Yeah. Series X, Rob.
Series
Xbox
X.
Series X.
It's right over there. I've never taken it out of the box.
I don't know what to say. Unbelievable.
I rock my PlayStation 5 hardcore, but
I know. And
I need to get Forza? Is it Forza?
Forza Horizon.
I need to get Forza for the Xbox. I need to buy that.
You don't need to buy it, Rob. Just get the Game Pass, you know.
I don't want a game. I want the physical. Are you actually telling me not to buy a video game and to download that shit?
Okay.
Are you telling me that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Considering games. If it's not a special edition that comes with steelbook, artbook, if it's just a standard edition, I go here on the show, Rob, I say I don't buy that anymore. Why? Because the game is actually not on the disc. The only thing that is on the disc is just the starting point that you can download the 40 gigabytes. So, like back in the day, if you have it on disc and think, oh, I can play it without being online, that is not going to fly anymore. If you buy the standard disc of a game,
why do you have to shatter my illusions? Why do you have to do this to me?
It is what it is.
Why do you have to make me cry? And by the way, I have to tell you, the Hot Wheels game, I love the Hot Wheels.
I don't know about a Hot Wheels game. But
what I don't like is, like every other game, you have to buy a bunch of shit. You bought the game for $55, and then in order to upgrade your cars and shit, you have to spend a bunch more money.
But mostly, at the moment, you buy the disc, and there are only, 15 megabytes on it just to push on the download, so you can download the whole game. And that's, for me, it's really, why should I buy the standard version anymore?
Dude, I don't like the fact that every game, you know what? When I played Grand Theft Auto 5 for the first time, which arguably is the greatest video game ever made, there was no microtransactions in that fucking game.
No.
And it was awesome. And now it's like you have to, like, even when I'm playing SimCity on my phone, or I'm playing that Starfleet, whatever the game it is that I've been playing for since it came out, microtransactions. It's not fair. Yeah. It's not fair, Dieter.
So, just to explain, Rob, if you sometimes you would say the internet is not working, and you have a new drive hooked on to something, and you just wanted to play the game, just can't because it's not on the disc anymore.
Well, no, it's
That's-
true. I mean, look, I was really looking forward to the Hot Wheels game, and
I don't know
I
about
bought.
the Hot Wheels game. Is it perhaps on the disc completely?
It might be. I mean, I bought two games at the same time. I bought Hot Wheels and the Final Fantasy VII remake, and which, by the way, I have not played that yet. I have not put it in because the great thing about racing games is, it's not you're not involved. You race and the race is over and you can leave and go do work.
Yeah.
And with
But you really should hook up your Xbox, Rob, for Forza Horizon 5.
Yeah, well, that's
Just do the Game Pass for 1 month for $10 or what it is, and you can play the game. You don't need to buy it, Rob. Forza Horizon 5 is in the Game Pass for the Xbox Series X. All Microsoft titles are in the Game Pass. You can download it. But Rob, I hope you have a strong connection. It's 100 gigabytes you have to download.
Bruh, I am all.
Saying.
I'm just
Just
come
saying.
on. The Robservatory is tricked out when it comes to our internet.
Okay,
Just saying.
Considering the sizes of the games, and since we're talking,
That's what she said.
Games, yeah, and since we're talking games, I said I wouldn't buy standard editions anymore, but I buy special editions. And Rob, I bought the new Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh, and
The
dude,
special edition.
I've been. You know what? I've been salivating. Oh, look at that! Is that a steelbook?
The steelbook is on the inside, Rob. This is the outer shell.
Wow! Can I get that in America? That looks. I want to rock that. Look at that.
Yeah, you can get that in America too. So and this is the.
I've heard the game is terrific.
It is, Rob. It is. I'm not that far into the game. I'm at chapter 6, I believe, and the banter between them is totally on point. So for me, it doesn't matter that they are actually not resembling, the movie characters. But for me, it's rather put out a good game instead of paying a lot of money for licensing, phases or some stuff like that. So this is the steelbook that comes with it. This is the inside. You can get it in America too, Rob. It's the inside of the steelbook, and it's really. It's been a long time that I played something, but Guardians is really fun. The banter between the guys is great, and it comes, Rob, with, which I like, an art book too. But let me just take this off.
That's tasty, man. What a great special edition. Look at that.
It makes it a little bit more easy. And the special edition, Rob, comes with a digital download for the soundtrack.
Wow.
And the songs in it are great, but it's not the licensed soundtrack. It's actually the band Starlord that they did for the game. So you can download the songs from the band Starlord.
So it's sound-alike versions, but
Yeah. But there are a lot of licensed music in the game, and considering the people who are showing their games on Twitch, you can put the original songs out. There's a fader, and then you have, just normal music, so you don't get any copyright strike or something like that. If you try to show Guardians the game in a Twitch stream or something like this. So it comes, Rob, here with a
pretty
great
dope. That looks great.
art book. Yeah, and the game is really, really totally fun.
Now, do you have? Is that PlayStation or Xbox?
No,
you got
no,
the
Rob,
Xbox version? Is it Xbox
Series
only?
X. No, it's a multi for every console.
So why did you rock the
Obviously.
Xbox version as opposed to the PlayStation version?
Rob, if a game comes out for both console, I don't have the PS5. I still have my PS4.
Oh,
I always buy for the Xbox, Rob. Because
why is that?
I have the Elite controller, Rob, which was pricey, and it's a great controller that you can little bit make to your liking. And for me, if it's on both console, I always buy the Xbox version. I'm a Xbox fan since the 360.
I had an original Xbox,
The
and
Man, Rob.
Panzer
How
Dragoon
old-
Orta was one of a favorite game of mine.
when came the first Xbox?
I was probably older than you.
Goddamn. So this is the Guardians.
Nice. I got to get that. I got to get on that shit, son.
Yeah, it comes with the digital download for the soundtrack. The art book you can get digitally, and it comes with 2, outfits for Star-Lord. You can put him on. But the game is really, really fun. I read the reviews and I thought, no, it really seems to be cool game, and especially for me, since I'm just a single player, it's only single player modus. There's no multiplayer at all. So this is the Guardians of the Galaxy edition. So if a video game comes out in that kind of edition, I'm still love to buying this. But even that, Rob, it only has, I don't know, 20 megabytes on the disc just to to push on the download for the game. That's unfortunately the new thing. But this is really a nice edition, and the game rocks. And I did send you some pictures that I took from the game.
I saw the pictures. They're good.
Yeah, and it's really fun. Guardians of the Galaxy video game. Okay, this was the video game. And to my haul this week, I've got Batman Year One.
Oh, have you watched that yet?
No, unfortunately not Rob.
Okay.
Yet, so I can't tell you anything. But it's really not that long. It's only 64 minutes. 64 minutes. It's the 4K version. But it comes with, it looks like nice special features, which almost all DC films come with a nice array of special features. Batman Year One. And then, Rob, one of the greatest taglines for me considering the movie was, in all the vastness of the ocean, how could there be only one, for Jaws 2? But now it's time, Rob. They say...
Wait. That's not the tagline for Jaws 2.
What was it exactly, Rob?
It was just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
That was a tagline too for the movie.
Yeah, you Germans.
But I remember from the trailer too. In all the vastness of the ocean, Rob, how could there be only one? But what I would say, now I find out, Rob, the sea is not enough. Sky sharks, Rob.
Okay, Trash Panda. Why the hell would you buy that? Is that in 4K because it's in a black box? Is that
no, it's a black. It's not in 4K. And
Sky
Rob, it comes
sharks.
from Sony. It's Sony Pictures,
It's not even the Asylum? Wow.
No, it's Sony Pictures, Rob.
Okay, the fact that you bought Sky Sharks, you know what? Hang on.
Rob, I could have bought really more expensive edition there. Nice.
Let me just say bravo to that. Bravo. You're keeping everyone in business. God bless you, sir. God bless our own Trash Panda, Dieter Bashan. Have you watched Sky Sharks, Dieter?
No, I can't tell you anything about Sky Sharks. Perhaps next week.
But it's got a great cover, though. Come on, man. Come on now.
I don't know. The sea is not enough, Next one, unfortunately, haven't gotten around to it. The Night House with Rebecca Hall. Did you see it, Rob?
I have not, but I heard it was good. I want to see it. Yep. And she actually directed.
Certified fresh, Rob.
She directed a film called Passing that is on.
Oh, okay.
It might be on Amazon, Netflix. It's based on a Harlem Renaissance novel. But so Rebecca Hall's having a good year.
Okay. The Night House. Unfortunately, didn't get around to watching it. The next movie, Rob. I wasn't aware that I was missing that movie in my collection.
Uh-oh.
And I wasn't even aware that that movie existed.
Uh-oh.
At all. And it took 37 years to finish the movie. And like you said on the John Campbell show, everything is better with ninjas from Vinegar Syndrome. New York.
By the way, can we just give let's just shout out and can we just talk about our love for Vinegar Syndrome? I mean, whether it's Liquid Sky, whether it's the Beastmaster, whether it's now New York Ninja, I think all of us need to bow down and worship the god in the sky that is Vinegar Syndrome. Thank you. I don't know anyone who works at Vinegar Syndrome. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. but they get my worship. I feel like Vinegar Syndrome is Vol in the second season original Star Trek series episode, The Apple. And Vinegar Syndrome is this god that I just walk in and throw stuff in to feed it. Look at that.
Rob,
Look at that.
What do you know about New York Ninja?
Well, like you said, it was a movie that was sort of lost to time.
Yeah.
And then it was finished.
And they have a great documentary on the movie, because I did go on the IMDb and I was taken aback. Was 2021? I thought this was a movie from the 80s, but they finished it in 2021, and they bought all the stock from 21 Entertainment, some company like that, and they did get some film rolls, and they said, "Oh, you can throw that away. This movie was never finished." And they took a look at the stuff, and they found, okay, New York Ninja, and Kurt Spieler did put the movie together, and he had only the footage from those film rolls. He didn't have a script. He didn't know what was said. He had no audio. So he had only the picture information that was on those movies.
That's how I edit.
Yeah. And they put it together with a new dubbing. The dubbing contains Don the Dragon Wilson, Cynthia Rothrock is there too. And what a great pleasure New York Ninja was. But Rob, okay, the insides of the package.
First of all, can we just talk about Vinegar Syndrome's packaging? I mean, they have stepped up their game ever since. Dude. I mean, hang on. Let me make sure that the people understand my conviction. Ever since Vinegar Syndrome gave us a die cut, a box for Body Melt. I mean, first of all, I never thought I'd get a Blu-ray of Liquid Sky.
Look at that,
dude. I mean, you know what? By the way, I would like to throw this out there. If there's anyone from Vinegar Syndrome who is watching this show, I would love to have anyone from your company come on this show to interview you guys. We love, dude, come on. We love Vinegar Syndrome is so great.
I mean, the roles that they found.
Dude, you know who I'm going to ask to come on the show is Don Coscarelli, the director of Phantasm.
Awesome.
Because I want to talk about Vinegar Syndrome's release of the Beastmaster. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome is they're doing the God's work. They're the Lord's work. And dude, look at that.
The booklet is by Kurt Spieler, who did actually direct the movie anew. Like I said, he didn't have any audio, any script, just this movie footage that he found. And then he put it together. And it's, trash in the best way. Trash in the best way.
Well, that's Vinegar Syndrome's mandate. I mean, you know what? Though, look at the care.
And look at that, Rob. Another cover.
Dude, the care and the love. My God, Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, they do. Look. I'm not saying
2 discs.
Come on. I'm not saying that they're going to replace. The only reason Second Sight. To me, there's Criterion will always be at the top, even though it took them a long time. Second Sight will always be just under them because of the Dawn of the Dead box set. They should be on top, but then there's Vinegar Syndrome and Synapse and 88 Films. They're all kind of in the same realm. God bless you all.
Rob, a movie that I didn't know I was missing in my.
Dude, I need to get it. Well,
totally.
Robotrix, which I have yet to receive. I ordered that.
And considering we talked about audio commentaries, Robotrix, Rob, comes with a great audio commentary too from, I don't know, film movie critics, where they delve a little bit into that category 3 stuff.
Yeah.
That was a new category back in the day. So this is a great audio commentary on Robotrix 2.
Sure.
The next one I did show, the Machine Girl, but it's not about the first one, because I didn't know, Rob, there's a sequel. The Machine Girls 2. Media book, again, I haven't watched it yet, because I was playing Guardians of the Galaxy, so I didn't come around to it.
Well, that looks great. What a great package that is.
Yeah. And you know him, Rob, from Versus. He's gotten a little role in it too. All that nice juicy stuff we love.
It's good. Look at
but
that.
I haven't got,
All right.
usual little bit blood splatter. I probably shouldn't have gone through the booklet because I haven't seen the movie. So, the Machine Girl 2, or Machine Girl 2, Rise of the Machine Girls is
Of course, as they are wont to do.
the name of the second part. Next one I already own, but this is a nice media book from one of our favorite German companies, Rob, from Turbine, with Alexandra Daddario. It is Bereavement.
Oh, look at that.
comes-
Wow.
Comes in a media book. And they put on the disc Oro 3D sound. It comes with. And Rob, unfortunately, it comes with a lot of text, the media book, Not that many pictures.
I like that.
A lot of.
I know you
a
don't
lot
read
of
much,
text.
but it's fine. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Correct. So, Bereavement, and this is the unrated director's cut. Bereavement, and this is actually, I believe, the second one in his little trilogy that the director made. So, Bereavement, and the last one, Cat in the Bag. Hope it's good. Looks
Uh-oh.
good. At least the media book looks good. A Dark Song is the movie called. So the back is
All right.
sideways.
It's no The Witch Next Door.
Probably not. But I believe it has gotten some good reviews, but didn't get around to it. So this
All right.
was my last one, and I have one left, but this is the special edition for a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
A dark,
Okay, good.
A dark song. This was my haul of the week, Rob. But we still have letters to go. Or what about super chats, Rob? Should we do some?
There's a lot of super chats, and
Okay.
let's get into that.
Yeah.
Let me just say, Harry Nice Guy
Yeah.
says,
Harry.
what would Hannibal Lecter probably do with those Arrow guys? Bon appetit. Well, hang on. Let me just say, Harry Nice Guy, I don't want Arrow to be gone because I love Arrow. I love Arrow. I love everybody. They do beautiful work. I love their covers. I mean, their Hellraiser Scarlet box set. I mean, they've done their Shaw Brothers, Volume 1 and 2 box. I love Arrow. Love Arrow. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone at Arrow. I don't. But you know what? Your customer service, Arrow, you guys, and I understand there's a transition. They were bought by Zavvi. Make all the excuses you want, but fuck you and the horse you rode in on. Give me my goddamn Dario Argento 4K discs. By the way, you put them out. You made me want them. I bought them from you. I paid my money.
And the problem is, Rob, we know how fast some of those titles are selling, and then we are left out.
And then and like I said, normally, I like to get, never mind, I won't get into that. But I just feel that, anyway. So, Arrow. So don't hate Arrow. Love Arrow. But their customer service sucks. Oh, look, hang on. Elizabeth has sent me we've got all kinds of people here. Wow. I just found out, I had said to Elizabeth, the reason that our landlords are coming here and is that I said they want to sell the house we live in. And they do. Our landlords want to sell our house, which means I love this place. We've been here for 5 years. We would have to move. So there you go. Anyway.
Or it's just the owner changing.
Yeah, but when they sell a house, you have to leave. Like they'll so and which is bothersome. I said to Elizabeth, I said, our landlord's been so hands off for 5 years. The reason they're interested now is because the real estate market has gone up. And I said to Elizabeth, I said, the reason they're paying attention now is they want to sell this house. And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, they do. She's like, but I said we would buy it. I'm like, nope. They want to sell this house. And now our landlord being here, coming over and like wanting to fix things and putting in, they want to sell it. And that's exactly what they want to do, which means, as people know, well, the Robservatory as it exists now will have to change. But anyway, that's something for another day.
Okay.
Detritus says, this is why, as an avid physical media collector, I refuse to buy any Marvel titles past Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. Disney has been really lackluster. Now, Detritus, I need to speak to this because you're not wrong, but Disney, from the Laserdisc days into the DVD realm, Disney was top-notch. Their white boxed Laserdisc sets, they spared no expense. I, of course, made a documentary on the making of Tron, a feature-length documentary that is on the Blu-ray of Tron. I worked on The Emperor's New Groove. I worked on Snow White. I worked on a lot of Disney titles in the early aughts on DVD. They were great. Of course, I spent 2 years of my life working on Chronicles of Narnia for them. I'm a big fan of Disney, but yes, you are not incorrect. They have been incredibly lackluster because they want to drive everyone to Disney Plus, which I understand. I get it. I mean, I can't fault them for it, but I think that releasing an inferior product, hoping that we physical media enthusiasts will move to Disney Plus, we all got Disney Plus anyway. When I buy physical media, please make it the best it can be. Don't make it your Atmos mixes suck. The fact the lack of IMAX stuff, I mean, whatever. You guys used to set the bar, and now you don't. And I worked for you for years. And it's, like Detritus says, it's very disappointing. Like everything in America, because no one in America cares about anything anymore. We're too beyond that. Michaelito says, to live and die in LA, playing on TCM On Demand. It's in SD. I can't wait until Kino Lorber releases To Live and Die in LA in 4K Blu-ray. When? Well, Mikey, it said like next year, which means I'm going to send you this goddamn Blu-ray I have right back here. I swear to God I will, so you can have it at least for 6 months until we get to 4K. Tom Jr. Jackson says, Rob, you should use that pic of you yelling at clouds when you have a rant. You know what? I will, Tom. You made that. Not a bad idea. I think I should do that. You're right. Blue Rock sends a very nice super chat in, Dieter. He says, Robin Dieter, thank you as always for the best show on the web. I recently acquired Django 4K, Vengeance Trails 4 Classic Westerns from Arrow, and The Who Sell Out as the Super Deluxe Album Edition. Ooh. Any thoughts on the Star Trek 4K box set?
Unfortunately, I haven't delved into it. I haven't watched any of the movies. Didn't get around to it.
I have thoughts.
Okay. Let it out, Rob. Let it out.
Okay. Here's my problem with all of the studio's legacy titles. Unless, like, oh, hang on. Let me just move my armored Batman hot toy over. Okay, let me just move it over a little bit. Now, God, I love this so much. Thank you, Bob Dylan. Unless you're Columbia and you're putting out the Columbia Classics in 4K, most of the studios, and thank God that Warner Brothers hired... I'm not a George Feltenstein fan because he comes on this show. I am a George Feltenstein fan because he is uncompromising in terms of what he will bring to you on home video, on home entertainment. If there is a way to make the picture or sound better, to up the bit rates, if you look, all you have to do is look at the bit rates for Warner Archive titles that he was responsible for. Look no further, my friends, than the Bermuda Depths Blu-ray. George Feltenstein is probably the only person, and the people at Sony, because they're owned by the Japanese and they care too. And unless you're a boutique label, it is really terrible. Especially, there is no one at Paramount except Dave Fine, Darren Doctorman, Mike Montesino, all the people working on the director's cut of the motion picture. There is no one at Paramount. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have loved their re-releases of old movies like Fatal Attraction, Mommy Dearest. They're doing a great job. Almost Famous. But the fact that they're putting them out, Almost Famous came out in 4K. The fact that they're releasing these movies, these great legacy titles, in only Blu-ray. The Star Trek 4K box set was done by people that think it's just another movie that Paramount has. Like everything. Star Trek has never... You know what? I will say this. The best thing Paramount Home Entertainment ever did, was give Star Trek to Roger Leigh Jr. and, let's face it, me. But they really gave it to Roger Leigh Jr. because... And Ken Ross... Big Daddy Ken, who started at Magnetic Video, one of the great home video executives. Paramount got rid of him. CBS got rid of him. He retired. He was responsible for the Star Trek The Next Generation restoration and all of our special features. They got rid of him. Star Trek has been treated like dog shit on home video forever. And the 4K versions of the new Star Trek movies, they're fine. They're fine. But you know what? They didn't get the treatment they deserved because there's no one at Paramount Home Video that knows what they have. They don't know. Because why hire those people? Paramount has no money. They're trying to do everything on the cheap. It's fine. It's good to have. I'm not gonna say, oh, I feel bad that I have Star Trek the Motion Picture, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 3, and Star Trek 4 on 4K. I'm not going to say that. It's great to have them there, but they were done in a lackluster manner. Okay. Anonymous says, "Hey guys, I picked up the Blue Velvet, The Incredible Shrinking Man, and Do the Right Thing from Criterion on the 50% off sale. Barnes & Noble also has 50% off Arrow, and I got Hellraiser. My local store even had an Arrow display, which was cool." Well, Anonymous, yes, good. I will. I have an order from Criterion coming. I haven't got it yet, but I did order a lot of the 4K stuff. Even Citizen Kane pre-ordered that. It's great, and congratulations on the Arrow things. Awesome. Dieter, can you order from the Barnes & Noble
No. I don't think so, that they ship internationally.
Well, I'll just, if you want something, I'll just add it to the pile that I have yet to send you. That's right over here.
I have connections. So.
Yeah. So Blue Rock says, Rob, will you be ordering All the Haunts Be Ours, a compendium of folk horror? It's a Blu-ray box set from Seven Films. Okay.
I think you pre-ordered it. Right?
I did
already.
I did. So for those of you who don't know, Severin Films, another great boutique label, is doing a box set of folk horror, very, very, very obscure horror films that are in the same vein of things like The Witch. And again, Severin, support them. They're awesome. I have ordered it. It's an amazing, amazing box set of great stuff. It is a must-own.
And Anonymous was Justin Toner.
Oh,
he forgot his name again.
Well, it says Anonymous on my thing,
but he put it in the live chat. I forgot to add my name.
Oh, he forgot.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me just set this down. So I'm very excited about that. Stubble McShave says, a hardcover release you might like. Well, Stubble, it's Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. It's a whole Wheel of Time thing. Let me look. I'm going to open it. I'm going to open the link. And because Stubble's... Oh, so, wow, it's got 4.5 stars. The World of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time. It came out on November 9th by by Teresa
compendium?
Patterson. It's a book, and I'm going
Okay.
to put it in the live chat right now. I think I need to get it just because I want to know all about the Wheel of Time, if only to share Stubble's enthusiasms.
Yes.
Enthusiasms. That's my... So there we go for that. Justin Toner says, like Dieter, I also got New York Ninja from Vinegar Syndrome
Awesome.
delivered to me this week.
I've seen it. I've seen it on the face.
They're awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
You will be thrilled.
Yeah.
I had many laughs. Many.
And then our last super chat tip, we're caught up, is from Terrier, our favorite Norwegian. Terrier says, "Oh, hell nah. I tried finding Macross Plus on Blu-ray. The ultimate version is in Japan, out of print, and the asking price is $350 US. That is stupid money. I've seen that Macross is being re-released. It's coming out domestically. All of that stuff, we shall see. I'm with you. I want all of Macross Frontier, all the Macross stuff. It's gonna get here eventually.
Yeah. For a normal price then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we're caught up. But if you want to ask us questions,
letters.
we're still here.
Still
we got letters.
Okay, Oma is back again. Rob and Dieter, thank you for answering not one, but two of my letters last Sunday, plus the third one. My next question is about subtitles in movies. For years, I have bought films like Jess Franco, Paul Naschy, and martial art movies with subtitles. The biggest problem I have is the use of white lettering and then put them on the screen in front of white or light background, making it nearly impossible to read. Many times I have to pause the movie to read these lines. Why can't film studios use letter coloring, which can be read on any background, or use the method of closed caption and put a black background with white lettering? I think a small part of a scene blocked by the subtitles wouldn't ruin the movie. Example, the movie Lone Wolf and Club, walking across a snowfield, and they use white subtitles with the snow in the background. Will we ever see a solution to this problem? I can't believe the studios don't see this problem. Oma, considering white subtitles and on white background, this is really the extreme. Considering you have white subtitles, which is the most white you can actually get. What I do is when a movie is 2:35:1, you can put the subtitles up and down on the Oppo. Many Blu-ray players give you the options to put the subtitles up and down, and you just put it just on the black bar that you have down there. But it's only working, of course, if a movie is 2:35:1. I would not like it, like you said, with the background in the picture. Considering white subtitles, for me, this is really, you can read the white subtitles is really an extreme example from my perspective. Rob, your take on subtitles?
Well, look, I mean, on laser discs, when Image was putting out foreign films on laser discs, they used to do yellow subtitles.
Yeah, yellow
and they were really kind of garish.
Yeah.
They didn't really work. Yeah. And I don't like subtitles like Omar said. When you have white subtitles against a white background, they're hard to read. The problem is when you're subtitling something, what you're asking for is somebody to do a lot of work, and subtitling alone is already a lot of work. And how are you going to pay for that? And in the video world, it's not like people are going, well, this scene's in the snow, so we have to make our subtitles a different color, or at least, look, I think all subtitles should have a black outline if they're white and a little bit of a drop shadow. I mean, not obtrusive, but something like that.
Or just for that kind of scenes, but like you said, that would be work.
Yeah. You have to pay for that. So.
Yeah. And I think Amazon Prime does allow you, or does the streaming service does allow you to do different subtitle versions to choose from. Okay, That was the problem from Omar considering subtitles. And then we come to Charlie the Unicorn. He says,
Charlie
"Hello, Mr.
the
the
Unicorn.
Unicorn. Hello, Mr. Burnett, and greetings, Mr. Bastian.
Hello, Charlie.
I have a quick question to toss your way after making a few quick recommendations for fellow viewers of the show. The first recommendation would be to absolutely buy Black Hawk Down 4K, full of great extras, and the movie looks fabulous in 4K.
Yeah.
A personal favorite, well worth watching if you are a war movie fan. Of course, everyone.
I love Black Hawk Down. It's great.
Yeah. The second recommendation would be to grab a copy of The Blade 4K.
I have it. It's great.
Yeah. It was a lovely viewing and still holds up close to 20 years later. Come on, Charlie. The CGI, really? 20 years later? Okay. The extras are a little skimpy, but the movie more than makes up for this deficiency.
Yeah.
Lastly, I would recommend picking up the Waterworld 4K. In the same vein as Mad Max, it does a post-apocalyptic world justice. Fabulous scenes and glorious photography. A commercial flop at the time, it holds up remarkably well all these years later.
Do you have the Arrow box set of Waterworld?
Correct.
It's great.
The Arrow box set is not in 4K.
No, but it has the is it? The Ulysses edition or whatever?
The TV version, I believe.
Yeah, which is really, really good.
Yeah. So on to the question. This is regarding two movies that are on 4K. Donnie Darko and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Both movies were transferred into the 4K format, but the movies retain noticeable grain purposely left within the presentation. Contrasting this to the glorious 4K of the 1931 Dracula, it was jarring to me. What are your opinions upon the restoration of movies and or presentation of grain within the refurbished or remastered movies? What is your preference? As always, thank you for your time. Be well, Charlie the Unicorn. So, Rob, what did we think of grain in movies?
Okay, well, by the way, Charlie, that's a fantastic question. Now, here's the thing.
Rob, one that I intersect a little. Did you see the 4K of 1931 Dracula?
Oh, dude. Yep. It's gorgeous. Now here's the thing. Close Encounters, people should understand that visual effects films, especially from the 70s through the early aughts, when there was still optical visual effects done, not CG, what would happen is various elements would be shot and they were optically printed. So they were actually reshot on an optical printer all combined together. So what that did is it added more grain, it added more dirt, it created a softness to visual effects. So when you're watching a movie like Close Encounters that it was all over the place in terms of effects photography. Same with like Ghostbusters, and people complain about seeing grain, and they're like, the live action photography without any VFX is beautiful, but when you cut to an effect shot, you're dealing now with multiple layers of film, and you're dealing with optically printed effects. So the resolution is not what the live action photography is like. The reason why, when they did the Star Trek, the original series, because everything comes back to Star Trek, when they came back and they went back, and if you look, the reason they did CG enhanced effects for the original series is because all of the original VFX are optically printed, and God bless Paramount and CBS and thank God Michael and Denise Akuda for making sure that they put the original versions out. But when you cut to the effect shots, you go from this beautiful, beautiful live action photography. When you go to an effect shot, it's very grainy and blurry and full of grain because it was optically printed. So these are functions of the way movies were made for the most of Hollywood. So now a lot of visual effects are CG, and they're no longer optically composited, where you're actually taking pieces of film and stacking them on top of each other or whatever. they're now CG, so they look great. So a lot of people go back and they're like, "Oh my God, Close Encounters looks terrible, or Ghostbusters looks terrible in 4K." Well, it looks like it looks because of the way it was made. And there is history. Don't expect everything to look like a Pixar movie. And that was a problem in the early days of HD, and certainly a problem in 4K. Because when you're looking at optically, the photochemical process of film has a texture, a quality to it. And CG movies, like a Pixar movie, has none of that. They actually have to add grain digitally or whatever. So to me, I understand where people are coming from. I can't stand when they use they've got digital noise reduction, DVNR, digital video noise reduction, where they can actually, what happens is when you see a lot of grain on the screen, what they do is they blur it out. They make the image softer so you don't see the grain. That's what they did to things like Patton, and everyone looks waxy and terrible. That's why it was re-released. The Universal Monsters films look terrific because there are no optical. The opticals you can see, but it's retro. There's no like spaceships landing and all that, and that's why those films look so great. Is because they only have one negative element, and there are things like the werewolf transformations and all that, but we all know because it's old. No one complains when you can see grain or whatever. But the Universal Monsters movies, oh my God, they look so good. They're beautiful.
Yeah. That was the explanation. So, Charlie, I hope you know why 1931 Dracula looks better than the other stuff, okay? And Rob, would you be surprised? Omar again.
No, Omar wrote us another letter?
Yeah, and we touched on this at the beginning of the show. Hi Rob and guten Abend Dieter. Since we just saw Sylvester Stallone do a new cut of Rocky 4, I started thinking about how other Stallone movies turned out. I don't know if this will happen, but if Stallone is getting people's enthusiasm for his new cut of Rocky 4, maybe he can go back and create new cuts for his other movies. 3 of his movies I read about would be great for this: Paradise Alley, Nighthawks, and Cobra. Stallone told Roger Ebert in an interview how Paradise Alley was meant to be a longer movie than the theatrical cut, but he was manipulated by Universal into making it shorter, saying how the deleted scenes gave more atmosphere and character, but Universal wanted to speed things along. Nighthawks was re-edited by Universal because they wanted a fast-paced action movie. Even though Stallone re-edited the movie himself because he was jealous of Rutger Hauer's performance, he was disappointed in Universal cutting the mogul again, as there were more scenes which explained the plot better, as well as more dramatic character scenes. Cobra was originally supposed to be 2 hours long, but it was re-edited because the movie was coming out right after Top Gun, which was very successful, and Warner Brothers was worried the movie would be unsuccessful. Stallone cut out much of the plot and scenes for characters other than his own, which led to the final film. Now, granted, I don't know if this will happen, but I would be interested in seeing new cuts for these 3 Stallone films, as they could make the movies better. I don't know if there are other Stallone movies I'm not talking about which could have the same thing happen, but I would be interested in seeing new cuts for those 3 movies. Thanks, live long and prosper, Omar. So that would be a really big undertaking to put out those 3 movies too in other versions. And when will it end, Omar? If you are still asking about always other versions of movies. I think Rocky 4 was a special case. I don't know if we will get those 3 movies.
Well, I will say that, like, I hated Cobra. A lot of people love that movie, and you could tell that movie was cut like an MTV music video. And when I saw it, because I'm a Stallone fan, in the 80s, he had his Renaissance. First Blood, fantastic. Rambo was fantastic. Even the 80s movies, I loved Rocky 3. and Stallone was crushing it. And when I saw Cobra, I was really excited for it, but it was edited the same way the Bond movies, like beginning with Quantum of Solace, they were trying to emulate the Bourne films. So, yeah, either way, it was unfortunate. I mean, I would love to see re-edits of Cobra. I'd love to see that film not 90 minutes long and play like a music video. So who knows? Maybe with the Rocky IV, Rocky versus Ivan Drago, the Coda, the death of Michael Corleone, whatever it's called. I don't know. I maybe we'll get a Cobra version of it. It'd be great. I'd love to see that.
Never say never. Never say never. Do that. And one last letter, Rob. And the last letter comes from Esteban Ramos. And he says, "Hello, Rob, and hello, Dieter. I recently came across an interesting article about the decline of physical media. It explores the advantages and disadvantages of having to pay for so many streaming services or having to buy physical media to watch your favorite movies and original series. On the one hand, I prefer to have a film collection. It is versatile and you don't need to worry about the following payment. On the other hand, the industry isn't coming up with original content. Suddenly, someone says, 'But Rob, there is no need for physical media. We have streaming, yay!' I completely disagree. Where are the future filmmakers? Where are the imagination connoisseurs of our generation? Changing topic, I bought my first ever 4K, and I have to say it looks spectacular. It is Blade Runner 2049.
Bruh. Oh my God.
Denis Villeneuve. In my opinion, for my collection, only certain titles can acquire the 4K format. A great example is The Matrix. I like your Panda a lot and wish you all the best, Esteban Ramos. Here's my collection. It is small, but it packs a punch." And he did send. It's not in color, but he did.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
This picture with it. Okay, Esteban. Yeah. What can I say? Paying a lot of streaming services. What can you?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, we all know that that's the future, and the problem is, 4K images are huge. I mean, data-wise, they're gigantic. And even when you're watching a disc, it's still compressed. Like Tango Shalom, I'll give you an example. Tango Shalom is a 115-minute movie. Uncompressed, it's 800 gigabytes. 800 gigabytes. Our discs are like what? The Blu-ray discs, you got 50, you got 25s and 50s. I'm not sure about 4K. I don't know the spec off the top of my head.
There is probably, I think, the 66 one and the 100 one.
Okay, so 66 and 1. So you're looking at 100 gigabytes. Uncompressed, Tango Shalom. Tango Shalom is 800 gigabytes. So everything you're watching is compressed. Even though it's mastered at 4K, it's all about the size of the file, So over the internet, they can't send you an 800 gigabyte file, And what you're watching, even if you watch a 4K disc, a 4K master, it's compressed down because it has to be able to be sent over the pipeline, which is hard to do. And we don't have the infrastructure, nor do we have the technology where people can download or play in real time an 800 gigabyte file. So right now, physical media, even though it's compressed, it's still the highest bit rate of any movie you can watch. So it's the best. And the technology we have, our bigger screens, our players, our sound systems, like what's so great about our 4K discs is if you have the proper home entertainment equipment, and I mean going up to like $1 million. I've been in $1 million home theater systems. Our 4K discs deliver a punch that is, even though it's compressed, is unbelievable. Amazing. We can never get that through streaming. Because when multiple people are streaming 800 gigabyte files, and you multiply that, you multiply that times billions, it just doesn't work. the internet will collapse, everybody will charge you more money. It can't happen. So still physical media does provide, and if you have, like, most people now don't care. And I don't mean this disparagingly, but most human beings on the planet Earth just want to have something that looks good and sounds good. They still use motion smoothing and not understanding what they're doing. They don't know. Yeah. They don't get it. Like, they don't understand what progressive scan meant when you had a DVD player, which is revolutionary, but they don't get it. So at the end of the day, right now, for at least the next, I think 10 years, my PlayStation 3 lasted 15. I think the PlayStation and the Xbox platforms have extended the life of physical media at least by 10 years. But I would say by 2030, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done. And while God bless people putting out New York Ninja, thank you, Vinegar Syndrome. How many people on the planet Earth want Vinegar Syndrome to release New York Ninja? How many people will buy it?
Yeah. How many people know that this movie actually existed? They did try to get the actor who played the main character, but they couldn't reach him. They did reach out to him, but he says he has no interest.
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? I mean,
yeah.
You know how people are. We live in a universe that is going to be trillions of years old at some point, and black holes will still be here. At the end of the day, we're living in the end of an age, the end of the physical media age, the rise of... if you think about the 20th century and how the history of Hollywood, think about where movies were. Look it up. Where were movies in 1921? Silent movies. Very few of those movies still exist. We're there. The rise of interactive entertainment, whether it's HD, whether it's virtual gaming and virtual entertainment, where people, when you're part of the story, that is the 21st century art form. Movies are dying. They'll always be here, but two-dimensional dramas will be like books. Books are still here. People still read books. People always watch movies. But what's going to happen in the next, if we're still here, the next 100 years is all about gaming. And it's all about, like Mark Zuckerberg said, the metaverse. We're all going to live. We're going to have online avatars and do all kinds of shit. Read Snow Crash, Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash. And look, I know for the rest of my life, or at least for the next 10 years, assuming I don't have to replace my liver, which I could, or pancreatic cancer or whatever, we're going to get physical media for the next 10 years, but then it's going to be gone. And the real question is, the real sad part is, what streaming service would be like, oh my God, we can put New York Ninja up? They're not going to do it. No. I still can't buy Blood Beach on HD, or and that's the real problem. Is most people don't give a shit about these great cult titles, and that's why these 88 Films, Criterion, Synapse, Severin, Arrow, all of our boutique labels, Indicator or Turbine, everything that the Germans are doing, the Czechoslovakian company that put out that amazing Terminator box set you have. These are the people that are preserving our legacy. The question is, will big corporations put Robotrix streaming?
On streaming? Probably not.
Yeah, they won't. And they'll look at the sexuality in these films as being archaic or weird. That's why physical media is important. I hope that my curated collection, and you, Dieter, when we shuffle off this mortal coil, someone will come in here. Well, it won't be here because we have to move. Well, someone will come in here or see my physical media collection and look at it and go, here's Rob Burnett's personality in a 3,500 nutshell, 3,500 disc. And I'm hoping... I used to think it was odd that I would collect, like, oh my God, why do I have to collect all these cult movie titles? That I'm a Thriller, A Cruel Picture. Do I really have to buy it again? Yes, if only that somebody has it. Somebody, these monumental or milestone cult titles, somebody has to have them, don't they? What do you think, Dieter?
Yeah, there should be archived in your personal library. At least the ones you like.
Yeah.
So Rob, special edition. I haven't even opened it. It's still sealed.
Oh.
Okay.
My God. It's an
I know what's in
unboxing
it, but-
right here on Let's Get Physical Media. My God.
I hope I do a better job with this one as with the Lord of the Rings one. I know what it is, but I haven't opened it. So I hope it's in good condition.
It looks great.
So there's a lot of this kind of stuff in it.
What the hell is that? That looks alive.
So, and there we have it, Rob. It is, Rob.
God damn it. You got yours. I don't have mine. Look at that shit. Did you get that from, well, it's German because you have the
No,
German.
this is German from Arthouse, but Arthouse is Studio Canal.
Stay
up,
gold.
Let's open it up.
Yeah, I don't have mine. It's been shipped. It's been shipped.
What's in it?
That is a honking box. That is as Justin Kane would say, a very chunky box.
And it looks in good condition. Luckily, it didn't came from Amazon. So, try to, if I can save.
I'll have that next week, I'm sure, to show. Wow, look at that. That
So,
is,
yeah.
as Belloc said, it's beautiful.
Just see.
That's a Raiders of the Lost Ark reference for you. Look at that, dude. That's some. Look at that. Oh. Stay gold, pony boy. Stay gold. Stay gold. That's the song. Stevie Wonder's song.
So, put that aside. And let's open it up. And we start with Matt Dillon.
Show
With
us.
the pictures.
Show us. Give us. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Young Matt Dillon. Look at that. Emilio Estevez. And, of course, C. Thomas Howell. Star of The Hitcher. Oh, man. Look at that. Those are great pictures. Oh, look at that.
Ralph. So, then we get to the poster. I believe, yes.
The new artwork. Hang on. Let me go full frame on this so everyone can see it. Hold
I
on.
believe this is the
That's actually a recreation of the American one sheet.
old one. So, poster. But there are more, like you said, with the new artwork. Correct, Rob? The poster 4. Which is the same. as
Yeah,
the
that's
box.
great artwork though. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
So, 2 posters. Then we have the complete novel in it.
Wow. Greasers, wait, hang on. Werden immer Greasers sein und Socks immer Socks.
Correct, Rob.
How's my accent?
Great.
That.
So we've got
You know, in America, when I was in junior high school,
Yeah.
everyone had to
Yeah.
read that book.
okay.
Yeah.
It was mandatory. Oh, there's the box is big, but is there anything deeper in it? No. So this is a pretty chunk of paper to make it seem a little bit bigger than it actually needed to be. So put this aside, and then we have the Digi.
Greasers forever.
And the 4 discs in it. So we've got
Wow.
the 4K, the second 4K, since we've got the 2 different versions of it, and the movie on Blu-ray, and there's both versions on Blu-ray. So
Nice.
This is my special edition for this week, Rob. So I was really hoping that you didn't get yours, Rob, because I still haven't
Thanks.
seen it.
Thanks, buddy. No, I didn't. I didn't get it. They sent it to me. I didn't get it. Nope. Did
So
not.
I was lucky that I could show it first, Rob. The Outsiders, special edition. This was my complete haul of the week.
Well, it was good. Stubble McShave writes in, sends in a tip
Yeah,
and says,
Stubble.
Stubble says, if you're going to move, by the way, I just found out, like, on this show that I'm going to have to move, how many weeks do you need for packing all your stuff? Will you get rid of your unwanted comic books in time, or will you have to drag those along as well? Well, Stubble, I've been dragging my comic books around for 30 years. I fucking hate them all. I pulled out stuff that I hate them all. I want... And by the way, I started collecting in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I've pulled out all the stuff that's valuable. I'm going to get it all slabbed. Most of it's garbage. And I love all those. Garbage in terms of value. And so much great stuff. Like, I was looking at my, well, it's over here. I was looking at my Swamp Thing Absolute Edition. Now, some of those Alan Moore Swamp Things are worth a lot of money. I'm getting them slapped because I have them. They're in great shape. And I'm going to sell them. But I think I almost want to leave my comic collection on the side of the road and put up a sign that says free comics. You take the 30 years of comic books, because I've been rebuying all that stuff. I've got a whole Robservatory full of stuff. So, yeah. I don't want to take them. But you know what? I might as well start. It bums me out because I hate moving. We've been here for a while, and I like this place. I love where we live. It's a great house. We were thinking about buying it. And, when you look at house prices, even since the time we've been here, this house value is almost doubled. So we could never afford it, and it's not worth it. If you knew how much they want for the house we live in, it's way over $1 million, and that is insane.
Holy smokes.
It's insane. But that's what real estate prices are like. If you moved to other states in the United States, we could get a house that's 5 times as big as this for half the price they're asking for, even 2/3 of the price they're asking for. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sad, but now I have to. We're going to have to leave. I don't know how much time we have. But I even told Elizabeth the reason our landlord's suddenly paying attention to us is because they want to sell the house. And she's like, no, they don't. I'm like, yeah, they do. They want to get rid of it. It's a pain in the ass. They'll sell it, and they'll make a lot of money now in this market. So,
God damn it.
I know. I have to leave. Fuck.
Shit.
I know.
Okay, Rob. Any other super chats left?
Dieter, nope.
Okay.
There's no super chats.
Okay.
We should end our show. There's 2 hours, 2 hours plus.
2 hours.
I want to thank you. Another great show. A lot of fun.
Even without 45 titles.
I know. Well, next week I'm going to have a lot more titles than 2. I'm very excited about that. I want to thank all of you for watching Let's Get Physical Media, the Post-Geek Singularity. I want to remind everyone, a new show begins on the Burnettwork tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific time.
What is it called, Rob?
It is called The Hollywood Half and Half.
Okay.
I will be having...
Can you tell us a little bit about what
it's a 30-minute show live. I'm going to just rifle through the entertainment...
Wait. 30 minutes?
Dude, nope. 30 minutes in and out. I'm not going to take any questions. I'm just going to rifle through 30 minutes, and it'll just do the entertainment news of the day thing. And then anybody who sends me super chats or tips, they will be answered on Robservations, which goes back to a 5-day-a-week show.
Awesome.
5 day a week at 2:30 in the afternoon. So the Hollywood Half and Half is you'll watch me pour my half and half in my coffee. It's 30 minutes, a 30-minute show. That's why it's half an hour. And I'll be drinking my coffee with half and half in it. So the Hollywood Half and Half starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then Robservations will go back to once a day at 2:30. So if you want to send me tips or super chats and opine or whatever, I will answer them that same day on Robservations. Because many people know I am no longer on the John Campea show. And let me just say, for the record, there's no beef or anything. John wanted to take his show and make it live in his studio. I live over an hour away from John Campea. And I can't spend 2 hours of my day driving. I can't do that commute. I'm too busy. I have too many other things. I'm working on another movie called The White Devils. I'm working on Dota Season 2 or maybe 3 if we get one. I've got so much work to do that I can't, over the course of a week, driving back and forth to John's place would be a whole day of work. It's a 10-hour. I can't do that. And I understand what John wants to do. We had a great 3-year run. If he needs me to come in virtually, I will. I love John. I really respect him. I think he's one of the best YouTube creators out there. His show's terrific. It's beautifully produced. I don't have the time to drive anywhere for 2 hours a day, 2.5 hours a day. I don't. And not only that, I mean, with gas prices over $5 a gallon in California here, I mean, it's too expensive.
Up here too, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I can't, all that. So anyway, the Hollywood half and half. Join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time.
Okay. Nice to know.
So Dieter,
yeah,
another great episode of Let's Get Physical Media. I wish everyone in Germany safety, and I hope your COVID cases go down. And
I hope so too, Rob. I hope so too. I was surprised that you titled the show this way, but it was on the money. It was on the money.
I hope I didn't mean to be disrespectful.
No, you didn't, Rob.
And
we've got a last super chat.
We do?
That's good. From Ron C. Ron C says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen. Dune, I prefer the 80s. Dune." Thank you, Ron C.
By the way, where's my Dune? Where is my 80s Dune, Dieter?
Rob, I didn't get it.
Christmas? Come on.
Fingers crossed that you will get it before Christmas. But it depends on Koch films,
Well, Planet 628 says it's Campia's loss. You should go on Midnight's Edge. Let me just say, everyone at Midnight's Edge has been a great friend to me. I love Andre, love Tom, love everyone over at Midnight's Edge. Stay tuned, kids. You never know what's going to happen.
Okay.
Anyway, on that note, I would like to point out before we go, Dieter, I know it's only on DVD, which sucks, but you can now get Tango Shalom on DVD at Amazon and other retailers, so you can buy it. So there you go. What can I tell you? You could also download it on Amazon in HD. There's no physical media HD release yet, but I think the movie looks pretty great. I mastered it in 4K, and it looks beautiful. So if you go to Amazon, by the way, can I just say this? It would really help me out and help all of our crazy filmmakers out if you would go to Amazon in North America, download the movie, be a verified purchaser, and write a review. And if you hate the movie, don't write a review. But if it would help the film if you all write reviews. Please, everybody, just go download the movie for $3.99, write a review. I'm begging you. I'm not beyond pandering. I have no problem pandering. It would help us out because any review helps with a streaming sale, and I would love the movie to be bought by Amazon or bought by Apple or bought by Netflix. That would be great. But the only way it would be bought is if people write good reviews and watch the movie. So there you go. I mean, it ain't show friends, Dieter. It's show business. I want to do some business. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And on that note, let's end our show.
Jede Person, die du triffst, hat eine Geschichte zu erzählen, die du noch zu hören hast. Alles, was du tun musst, ist zuhören.
You know what? Every person you meet has a story to tell that you have yet to hear. And all you have to do is listen. I want to thank my moderating staff. Thank you to Brian Hepburn. Thank you to Justin Toner. And thank you to, I think the two of you are here. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's not the Post-Geek Singularity without nice people to moderate the conversation. I want to thank my co-host, Mr. Dieter Bastian, everyone's favorite German, all the way from Saarbrücken, Deutschland. And we will see you next week.